Hello and welcome back to Func. My name's Colby Hawk.
And I'm Brady West. Thanks for tuning in. We're now halfway through the month. How does that feel, and how do you think the month will wrap up from here?
Well, I can tell you one thing for certain. It has been busy. I actually heard it said by somebody else. It seems like this semester, or really 2025 as a whole, can be characterized kind of like, oh, I'm crossing the street and I'm looking to my left and looking to my right to make sure nothing's coming, and then I get hit by a plane. That's just kind of how it feels right now a little bit. I think that's kind of a common sentiment for a lot of us right now, just because we have break coming up and a lot of professors are wanting to just cram everything in before this break. And then I have finals and final projects and everything's just coming up. And even kind of in the middle, you have a lot of these bigger projects that are leading up to those final projects. So there's quite a lot happening right now, a lot to juggle. I can definitely say it's been a bit of a grind, bit of a challenge.
Heard that.
But I'm trying to stay on top of it, and I think everybody else is. So best of luck to everybody. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Oh, yes.
How is your Japanese studies and your other freshman year work been going?
I must say, it's been a little challenging, but otherwise it's been pretty chill, I'd say. You know, more tests are coming up soon, finals and whatnot. I've already looked ahead, and they seem a little scary, but otherwise looks fine. Everything's been going by really fast and really slow at the same time. It reminds me of what someone told me at a program. The days go by slow, the weeks go by fast, and the months go by faster.
I can definitely agree with that. It is quite fast and quite shocking how we're almost at the home stretch now. So definitely can agree with that. So anyway, well, hey, on the bright side, it's almost over, but we've got to lock in and get this done.
Exactly.
So. Well, now let's take a look at the weather forecast for the next few days. Today has been sunny with a high of 66 degrees and a low of 38. You can expect virtually identical temperatures tomorrow, but it looks like partially cloudy skies are forecasted. Partially cloudy skies are predicted for the rest of the week, but temperatures are forecasted to increase to highs in the low to mid 70s and lows in the 50s. With that in mind, it seems like this week is a great time to go get some quality time outside, so go out and make the most of it.
Today's word of the day is crucible. According to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, a crucible's literal meaning is a pot that is used to heat or melt metals or other substances. However, crucible is more often used figuratively, which can refer to a difficult test or challenge or a place or situation that forces people to change or make difficult decisions. This phrase can be used in the context of sentences such as, the steel mill uses crucibles to melt down raw metals to turn them into bricks for further refinement, or after finishing basic training, each recruit must successfully complete the crucible to officially earn the title of U.S. Marine.
In sporting news, your Paladin football team bounced back in a big way last weekend, downing the VMI Keydets to 32-14. Spearheaded by a 275-yard, two-touchdown performance from quarterback Trey Hedden, the Dens eclipsed their second highest point total of the season. Coupled with a stellar defensive outing, Furman scored a much-needed victory and appears to have recaptured some of their early season magic in the process. Next week, the Paladins conclude their season on the road against an FBS-level opponent in the Clemson Tigers. Although the Dens are feverishly outmatched, a game against Clemson is a once-in-a-lifetime event, so make sure that you head down to Death Valley this weekend.
Your Furman basketball team picked up their first win of the season last Monday night against CIU by a score of 89-59, thanks in no small part to the 26-point outburst from Alex Wilkins. Unfortunately, however, the Dens couldn't build on their momentum last Friday, only mustering a mere 54 points in their defeat against Northern Iowa. On a better note, the Paladins have an opportunity to bounce back on Wednesday against Ohio Christian, so come on out to Timmons Arena after classes and enjoy a fun basketball-filled evening.
Finally, the Carolina Panthers. After months on end of trying to decipher if quarterback Bryce Young is an NFL-caliber player, the Cardiac Cats finally have their answer. Amassing a whopping 448 yards and 3 touchdown passes against the Atlanta Falcons last Sunday, Bryce Young silenced all his haters and displayed exactly why he can lead a team to the Super Bowl with the right pieces around him. Furthermore, he accomplished both of these feats while playing on an injured ankle after getting stepped on during the second quarter. To top it all off, BY9 led Carolina on a game-winning drive in overtime to send the Dirty Birds packing down I-85. Is this level of play sustainable from Young? Certainly not, but his performance should instill confidence in a team desperately trying to make the playoffs for the first time since the 2017 season. Next week, the Panthers travel to San Francisco, where they will take on the 49ers on Monday Night Football. That's all for sports.
We have just over a week before Thanksgiving break starts, so it's a great time to snag some CLPs before getting some time off. Tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. in the Hartness Pavilion, Dr. Jim Guth will be hosting a seminar on the presidency and the power to lead. Also tomorrow, in the Daniel Recital Hall from 7:30 to 9 p.m., the music department is performing a new numbers opera by Michael Ching titled Speed Dating Tonight.
Then on Wednesday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. in the Trone Student Center Burgess Theater, three-time Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist and former New York Times journalist Kevin Sack will discuss his recent book titled Mother Emanuel, 2 Centuries of Race, Resistance, and Forgiveness in the Charleston Church. Then, on Thursday from 5 to 6 p.m. in Furman Hall 214, novelist Joseph Worthen will host a reading from his new Southern Gothic novel, All Trap, No Bait. For these CLPs and others happening soon, be sure to check out the Furman CLP calendar at furman.edu. Now for today's top news stories. Last week, the United States Mint produced the last penny at the Philadelphia Mint, which marks the end of an era. What do you think about this, and do you think the nickel may be the next thing that's going to be going down the road soon?
I could definitely see how they would do such, because I think it cost them almost a nickel to make a penny, and it almost cost them a dime to make a nickel nowadays.
Yes.
So in terms of financially, I could definitely see how they would stop producing them, but then again, they're going to be needed down the road for money transactions like at the local gas station. So it's still going to be around because there's still so many pennies and nickels around. It's just, you're not going to make any more. So they might actually increase in value. Who knows? We'll see.
Right. Yeah, I mean, there's already billions of these coins in circulation currently, so it's not like there's an actual shortage of them. But, I mean, like you said, if you just look at the economy and how much it costs to produce, I mean, you're making every single one of these coins at a pretty good deficit. In terms of pennies, it's like a 400% deficit already. So I can understand why they would make this decision, but at the same time, it's like an end of an era. It's kind of crazy that now we've stopped making these because, like, think about 100, 150 years ago or whatever, the power of a penny to buy things compared to today. I mean, obviously it was a lot stronger then, but it is interesting to see how a lot of people are shifting, a lot of businesses are shifting. I've seen online some posts of places like, I believe McDonald's, having signs saying, oh, we are rounding up or down to the nearest nickel because we're not carrying pennies anymore, or we're not making pennies anymore. So it is interesting to see how people are reacting to this change. But like you said, there's still a lot out there, but at the same time, I would say that probably most transactions that people are doing today are with a card or with some digital service, think PayPal or Cash App or something. So I do still think that the cash is important to have, and especially if you're doing it somewhere where you might not have cell service, or they might just not just take it, especially if it's like an old school place, if you know what I'm talking about. But it is interesting to see kind of how this will play out. Now, do you think the nickel is going to be slated for the next thing to go? That's the big question. Based
on what I've seen, it's only a matter of time, and it's just something you wouldn't see coming. It's just not something you thought as a child, just, they stopped making pennies and nickels. It's just nothing you've ever thought of. It's strange times. It's strange times.
Very strange. I would definitely agree with that. There's all sorts of things going on, and as we know, the economy is a little volatile right now. So we're going to have to, as always, there's kind of an ebb and flow with that. I mean, think like the 2008 recession, and we bounce back from that. But lots of things going on, lots of factors to consider. So, good news.
Good stuff. Today's motivational quote is from an old childhood movie of mine called Kung Fu Panda. It goes as follows. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That is why they call it the present. While the past is scary and the future can be scarier, be sure to enjoy every moment.
And with that, that's it for today's show. If you have any questions, comments, or stories, be sure to contact us at can'tstopthefunk@gmail.com. I'm Colby Hawk.
And I'm Brady West. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next episode.